everyone, and welcome back to the Erasmus Expeditions. We are here tonight with session 30 of our ongoing D&D 5th edition campaign, Evermore le Masquerade. This takes place in a homebrewed world of mine known as Rosfin, in particular in a kingdom known as Gerdes, which is heavily based on the Baroque periods of Spain, France, Venice, with a little bit of Orlais from the Dragon Age franchise kind of sprinkled over the top. Yeah, this has been incredible so far. I loved the story that we've managed to tell, the bit of the characters that we have gotten to know thus far, and looking forward to how much more torture that we're going to see them go through. Because we are delving into the Castille de Borjido, castle belonging to the alleged vampire, also known as the Padre Primero or the Pasta Primavera, depending on who you ask. Before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and give the same warning that I give on the beginning of all of my games, and that is, if foul language and mature subject matter are problems for you, then this is not a good game for you to watch, honestly. None of the stuff on my channel is probably safe for you. In particular, this campaign, while we will never feature explicit sex, we're going to get about as close as we can on YouTube. It is just kind of a part of this culture and is a thing with this game. So be forewarned. If those things don't bother you, then come on in. Make yourself comfy. I hear Austin's got a beanbag chair. So I'm going to pass things over to my players so that they can introduce themselves, plug anything that they might have going on, tell you where you may be able to find them on the internet, and then I think we're going to get started. So we're going to start this time with Karen.
Hello everyone, I'm Karen, also known as Myth and Gears. I live here on this channel and at MTD. That's where you can find me, and pretty much nowhere else, just here and there. I get to play Chimeran Diego Ruiz Gonzala, and I cannot wait to get back into this. And I will keep it short and sweet. It's on to you, Austin.
Let's see. I don't have a whole lot to say. I never have anything to plug other than keep watching stuff on Jeremy's channel. We just did a super dope Aether Nexus game and also buy Aether Nexus. Other than that, I'm just psyched to get back into this. It's always too long in between sessions. And I will be playing Guillaume, the lovable, arrogant asshole of the party. And I will pass it to M. I forgot the deal.
I could have taken it. Probably could have jumped in. I was just waiting for the. It's like, this didn't follow the pattern. What do I do? I'm M. I'm playing Sylvie, and yeah, super excited to jump in and get through this, or see what's more in this vampire castle. Yeah. I will pass it to Matt.
Hello, I'm Matt. I run a channel called A Fistful of Dice, and I make books over at Absolute Tabletop. I was realizing this is kind of like one of the few rare sightings that you get of me on the internet these days. I'm off Twitter now. I'm not really active on Facebook. I don't do anything with YouTube channels. So like, this is it. This is how you get some Matt Click if you want some Matt Click. So tonight, as always, I'll be playing Loxley LaCroix, and I couldn't really remember what was happening, and then I opened up the Owlbear Rodeo map, and I'm like, oh shit, that's right. Okay, so I'm excited to get into this. This is absolute chaos. I will pass it over to Kenya.
Hey, I'm Kenya, Acer Sin on the interwebs. This is the only place that I'm at right now because life and stuff, but yeah, I'm playing Vera, the changeling bard, who really, really, really hates vampires, but really, really, really wants to save her employee. So we're here. Jeremy, back to you.
Absolutely. I think that it's been a swell time. so far. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I always love dungeon diving. It's always a lot of fun. It's a fun aspect of the game that unfortunately is really difficult to do online. But we're making it work, I think, mostly, and having a lot of fun doing it. So I'm eager to get to what is around the corner. So, yeah, I dropped the Owlbear Rodeo link in our little side chat here. So make sure that you pop in so that way I can give you control of your character's tokens. We'll switch over to the combat screen here in just a second. Sylvie, you should be good now. Oops, I gave you the wrong one. You should be. And Sylvie, now. Okay. And then I need to give control of the elemental to go. You've got it. Okay. All right. So, all right. So before we hop into that, just a little bit of a recap. We are now in the first sub-level of Castille de Borjido, high in the mountains. This place is ancient, and it shows everywhere you look. And particularly down here, there's a lot of spaces in the castle that look like they have not been used in some time, but down here in particular, the air itself is stagnant and musty. You see a lot of cobwebs. A lot of doors are sometimes a little hard to open. It's obvious that there's not a lot of traffic here. But at one time, this place very obviously was opulent. Everywhere you look, you can see that there is craftsmanship on display. Carvings in the wall, in the columns, in the pillars, the doorways, the doors themselves. Everywhere you look is artistry kind of on display. It's apparent that at some time this was a very cherished location. Someone spent time and money to make this place beautiful once upon a time. But it has been more than a moment since that has been kept up. You traveled to this particular floor via a staircase that ended in a short hallway that teed into a long corridor that was filled with a strange fog. Fog that kind of looked and behaved almost like phantasmal snakes. The elemental entered this corridor with no problem whatsoever. But when Lox put his leg into this fog, it instantaneously aged that part of his body, almost crippling him. And Sylvie, I believe, found a hidden space behind one of the statues and threw a lever that actually caused the fog to be dissipated, at least for the time being. You moved onwards and found yourselves in a strange banquet hall that had a large table and probably almost a dozen chairs that were all made out of humanoid bones. And the room itself was lined with candles that were lit. Each alternating chair in around this table had a skeleton that was seated in it and slumped over the table. And Chimeran was able to tell that they showed signs of having been stabbed in the back. You pushed forward into a small room that was filled with refuse, broken furniture, discarded bones, things of that matter. And kind of shoved in piles around the room, and then one large pile in the center of the room. And it had an archway on one side that seemed to just lead to a stairwell that went up, and then a door in the northern wall. When Chimeran attempted to unlock this locked door in the northern wall, he was struck with a lightning bolt as the door was trapped, and was flung backwards into this heap at the center of the room. As Chimeran was reeling from that, a number of the skeletons, both seated at this banquet table, and some of those that are discarded in this room of refuse, began to animate and move. So, what I would like from all of you, please, is to roll for initiative. And then I owe Chimeran some lightning damage. I know you're excited, Karen. I'll get it in just a second. Okay, what do we got? Chimeran's got a 13. Sylvie's got a 15. Fox has got a 10. Sarah's got a 14. You know, we're all clustered together. That got a 16. Good lord. Yeah. Yom, it always takes me forever to actually figure out how to spell your character's name. Constantly like, no, that's not enough vowels.
I cheat and just put everything in my notes is just G. G.
Yeah.
G. That's just all it is.
He is a G. Alright. Let's see what these things have. Ooh. Oh, the baddies get to go first. I like that. Okay, first things first, Chimeran, you've got lightning damage coming to you. Oh my goodness. Okay. You take 28 points of lightning. This was no mere shock. This was a full-blown lightning bolt spell that leapt into your hand from the latch and the lock of this door, and then promptly threw you backwards into this pile. The pile itself has now started moving. As disturbing as that may or may not be. Let me see if I loaded this picture in here. Of course I didn't. Those of you who are paying attention to these skeletons, you notice that the teeth on these skeletons are elongated. Fangs, if you will. Apparently, these are vampiric skeletons. Or skeletal vampires, depending on how you want to slice that cake. Let me switch over real quick to show you. Kind of nasty. Not that skeletons or vampires are not nasty on their own, but this is what you are dealing with. So, what are they gonna do? As they began to ambulate, they are actually picking up knives from, again, the piles of refuse, the far corners, maybe under the table. Some of them even like might reach up and like reach for it initially, like at their back, before they kind of look about and then pick up one of these daggers. Begin to attack. All right. Let's see here. We're gonna have betrayed number 1 is gonna attack Lox. Lox, what is your AC?
I believe it's 17. Yes, 17.
17. Hit you with a 17.
Oh.
Okay. This deals piercing damage of 6 points.
Okay.
And necrotic damage of 4.
Okay. Remind me, does necrotic reduce my max? Or is it just...
Not always.
Okay.
There are certain,
cool.
Yeah, there's certain monsters that have that as a secondary effect.
Cool. All right.
Okay. Lox, you notice as this thing steps forward and sinks its fangs into your forearm. You watch as like the flesh starts to like knit itself over its bones. It's a little more like whole now.
If I could speak outside of my turn, when this happens, Lox kind of like rips his forearm away and stumbles backward, and as he sees the flesh sort of stitching onto the bones, he would just call out to anyone who would listen, "Don't let him bite you!" Like, that's not obvious.
All right. 20. This one hops up on the table and kind of scrambles on all fours towards you. Luckily for you, it does not have the movement to get to you. Ooh, although, it's going to dash, I guess. So it gets to you, but it can't do anything to you. Number 2 is going to attack you for... These 2 are going to come after you, Guillaume. And then we'll move into the next room and handle those. Okay. Lox, you have one more attack coming at you. This one from the knife is not going to hit you. Guillaume, the 4th one is going to try to bite you. What is your AC?
15, but they will be rolling at disadvantage because of my cloak. So I appear to be here and here.
Nice. 15 total. Okay, ooh, that turns it into a miss, barely by 1 point.
That's all I needed.
Okay. That one tries to bite and misses. Number 5 is also going to try a bite. Advantage. Misses as well. Alright. Already paying off. Okay, who we got? 6. Okay, so it looks like 6 and 7 are both going after Chimeran, and 8 is going to go after Vera. So Chimeran, ooh, you're technically prone. Okay, what's your AC?
My AC is 16.
Okay, that is 1 hit. Second one is going to try the knife and miss terribly. Okay, but the bite did go through. So you're going to take piercing damage of 4 points. No, I'm sorry, 6 points.
I do have a thing that may matter here if they're biting me, because I have this the neck shield that I have that gives
the gorget.
Yeah, it gives
Okay.
vampires disadvantage on their bite attack.
Oh, interesting. Okay, let me roll another die and see what the total is for that. Still, yeah, that's a dirty 20 that time, so they'd still hit you.
Ow.
But yes, thank you for reminding me. So apparently that one managed to find a place. It might not even be your neck that they're biting currently. Maybe that's the difference. So it's 6 points of piercing and 5 points of necrotic.
So I know I'm prone, but maybe I could still use this. I have uncanny dodge. I can see them, so I can use my reaction to have the attacks damage against
Yeah.
me as I kind of maybe like roll out of the way or something.
Absolutely. I don't think that being prone has any kind of limitation on that, from my understanding at least. So
So
I
what was that?
absolutely think that you could have.
Six
It
and
was 6 and 5. So you'll take. I don't know how it divvies up different sources or different types of damage, but you just have both of them, I guess.
So up or down. So it was like 3
Always
plus...
round in the party's favor.
Oh, so it's 3 plus
yeah.
2? Okay.
So yeah, I imagine like you find a piece of broken furniture or something and manage to kind of wedge it in between the two of you as you kind of like, turn away as much as you can, and it gets you on like the back of the tricep or something, where it manages to bite you, but not as bad as it might have otherwise. The other one ineffectually tries to attack you with its knife. And then the one on Vera. Vera, what is your AC?
It is a whopping 15.
Okay. It misses you with its bite.
Wahoo!
So Chimeran, the one that bit you, you also notice that it knits some of its like musculature and like sinewy looking skin back over its bones as it drank from you. So that is number 1 and 7. Okay. That's all of them. It is now Guillaume's turn.
Well, you don't become a wizard to play it safe. So, what I would like to do is, let me, oh, is there like a circular measurement tool? Maybe not.
I don't think so. I think there's a circular template that you can apply.
Just trying to figure out where my fireball needs to be to hit as many of them as possible and not me or Lox.
Yep. There's a
Oh,
fireball.
perfect. There is a fireball.
I think that might actually be a fireball template.
Yeah, 100% it is. It's
Seems
like a free thing you can get with Owlbear. Yeah, so
how's that gonna do?
1, 2. I would say that that's probably going to get these two and these two here.
I am fine with that.
Okay, so 1, 3,
so
4, and 5.
yeah,
Right.
Guillaume is just going to kind of like holding his orb on the cane end is just kind of flick a mote of light over to the center of the room, and then kind of stand back and like do a little shielding of his face from the heat. I was just
Okay.
say, Lox, look out!
And this is a dexterity save?
Yes, I think so. And it's going to be a 17 DC.
Okay. Damn. All right, the first one, which is number 1, failed. Number 3 also fails. Number 4 rolled a 20, so he's okay. Or he takes half. And then 5 is... You said it was 17?
Yes.
Okay. So oddly enough, the two immediately in front of you are the ones that are taking half damage. So maybe like you had to cheat it a little further back to like make sure that Lox wasn't in or something. So it basically kind of just burned the backs of them and not fully engulfed them.
Yeah, they probably saw me flicking it out and had some
There you go.
semblance of an idea of what was happening.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, go ahead and roll up your damage.
All right, that is going to be... How many d6s do I get to do for that? 8. All right. Okay, 7 becomes 12, becomes 22, becomes... Wow, a lot of doubles there. 28 points.
28 points. It's full, so 1 and 3 both take 28. 1 and 3. And then 4 and 5 both take 14 each. Okay. All right. They both roast a little, or all 4 of them roast a little, and they are still kicking. Don't forget your elemental, by the way.
Oh, yes. I think the elemental standing where he's standing, it seems like number 7's an easy attack for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I may have forgotten to pull up the elemental information. And because I totally forgot I had an elemental out. Here we go. Okay. He will... get some multi-attack. So 2 attack. I think I'm just going to go straight for the same guy twice. And he'll be doing his fire slam. How do you feel about... What's the attack? Your spell? Oh, God. Okay, that's going to be like a 22. No, 23.
Is a hit. Absolutely.
Shocking. Get that?
It would be terrifying if it
I
wasn't.
guess actually, I think it's only a 20 because I have my spell attack is involving, also have my thing. But anyway,
Still a hit.
That's the first attack. The second one would be a 16.
Is also a hit.
Hell yeah. Which means he is also going to do some fire damage. Just need a D10. I thought 11 points for the first one, and 16 points for the second, both fire damage.
And it's just straight fire damage?
Yes.
Okay. So 16 points to number 7.
Yeah, so I imagine like this big elemental just kind of grabs the skeleton and just like tries to just like kind of pick it up and slam it against the ground a couple times, just burning it all the while.
Yeah, a few pieces of rib kind of break off and fly somewhere lost forever. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. That was Guillaume. Sylvie, it is your turn.
Oh, actually, I think Guillaume...
Oh, you gonna move?
Yeah, it feels like I should. Because distance is generally my bag. So I'll go around this way. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay,
And I'm guessing some opportunity attacks from
yes, 2 of them.
Still at disadvantage.
Oh, no. Oh, okay, good. Rolled 20 on that first roll, so. And then a 1. So, terribly missed. The second one... What is your AC again?
15.
Okay. That one got you.
Question.
Yes.
Question. So I've cast a spell this turn. Can I still use my reaction to cast a spell? I always forget about how that works.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
per the rules, you can only do that if one of them is a cantrip, but like that's a dumb rule, so I don't use it.
Okay, cool. Then I'm going to throw up a shield.
Okay, which increases it by 5.
Yes, makes it
Okay.
a 20.
That'll turn it into a miss as he tries to stab you with his knife.
Yeah, so just like a shimmering barrier of light knocks the knife aside as Guillaume kind of scuttles across the floor. He's like, ah, not so fast. Nope, nope.
Okay, now, Sylvie, it is your turn.
Okay, Sylvie. I'm trying to do some mathing. Sylvie is going to move over like here. And then is going to I'm going to make a circle. She's going to cast Shatter. She wants to get as many of the baddies and not Guillaume or Lox. Oh.
Okay. What is
I would
the...
actually urge you to not worry about getting me in that if you can get all of the skeletons in it.
Oh,
Because I can reroll saving throws and stuff, so I'll be okay.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. You still would take half damage, but I guess that's not as bad.
Yeah. That'll be fine.
Okay. Okay. So that's a 10-foot radius.
Okay, so probably... Okay, so yeah, I guess if you
like
put it
there, that's the size.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say you could probably get those 3, or if you're not worried about getting Lox, and you center it on like betrayed number 3, then you'd probably be able to get. I think the only one that you would miss is probably number 5.
Yeah. I would also get myself, but that's fine.
Yeah, that would also put you in it.
Well, you could cast it before moving into that area.
Oh,
that is
yeah.
also true.
I could also do that. Okay. Yeah, I guess I don't have to be there. I was going to cast Thunderwave, which would require me to be there, but I changed my mind. So, yeah, okay. Shatter. There. So they all have to make Constitution saving throws.
Okay.
DC 17.
Number 1. Okay, monsters. Okay, number 1 ended up getting a 21, so he's okay. Number 2 failed abysmally. Number 3 failed. Number 4 failed. Okay, so number 1 is the only one who passed.
Okay, all of them that failed take 19 points of.
And this is Thunder?
Yeah, Thunder.
Okay.
And then the one that failed takes 9.
Okay, let me see here. That's number 1. So it takes 9. Number 4 also takes. So that's okay. And then Lox, you got a dirty 20. Okay, so you take half.
Yeah, was 9 the half, or is it half of 9?
I think 9 is the half.
Okay, great.
Okay. Sylvie. Okay, the one that you dropped it on the head of, number 3. You can describe what it looks like as you kill him.
Oh, awesome. So I imagine that Sylvie takes this like vial out of some pocket she has of the many pockets in her clothes. And she tosses it high up in the air, and it lands directly on this this vampire skeleton. And as soon as it makes contact, you hear like this like deep boom, way louder than any, small glass bottle hitting should, and all of this like shrapnel immediately comes flying out. Um, and it absolutely just like it looks like a shotgun blast on this skeleton. You just see bits and shards of the bone just absolutely obliterated, shattered, if you will.
Absolutely, I will. As well as like half of this table, which was
Yes.
already scorched from the fireball that Guillaume had just detonated in the center of this room. And now it has been just like pulverized. So the table, the other half of it, kind of like creaks to where it like falls down at an angle. Several of the chairs are absolutely destroyed. Several of the candles have been blown out by the concussive force kind of being moved through the room. And one of the skeletal vampires is dead. All right. There's Sylvie. Vera.
Vera is kind of panicking about this vampire that's straight up in her face here, so she's going to use her action this turn to disengage, and she's going to scurry over to this one over here, and over the back of this other vampire, she's going to look at Chimera and go, Chimera dear, could you pick things up and get off the floor and start killing things, please? And she's going to give him a bardic inspiration. And that is her turn.
All right. Vera. Chimeran, it is now your turn. You're muted, Carrie. But very animated.
I thought I hit the mute button. Chimera's going to do exactly what Vera says and get up. This rolling around on bad things is not working for me. So I am going to get up. I would like to, yeah, we'll go after number 7 with my rapier.
All right.
Oh, that's a
That
really
is
bad
deadly.
roll. Your bardic inspiration, does that work on attack rolls or is it just damage?
It works on attack rolls, but I have that fancy magic one that does an additional. Okay. So you have the option to use it to add to damage if you want, but it works standard bardic inspiration where you can add it to the attack.
I think I might want to add it to attack. What is it? A D8?
I am up
Is it-
to a D10 now. D8. Sorry, D8.
D8. Okay, adding a D8. Rolling. Oh, that might help. So that is an 18 then to hit.
Yes, will absolutely hit.
Awesome. Okay, so I am going to smack at this betrayed number 7. We get to do our sneak damage on this as well. So, okay, so first part is 11 damage from the weapon itself, and it's a magical weapon. And then my sneak is here, 5d6. Oh, nice. 18 more. So a total of 29 for that hit.
Oh. 18 more. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this one is not quite dead again, but is definitely looking worse for wear. Okay. Anything else with your turn, Connor? Bonus action stuff.
Oh, I have a bonus action. Yes. Lox has not yet gone this round, right? I'm going to.
It's not.
Oh, I couldn't. He's within 30 feet, right? I'm going to use. Is he 30 feet?
Yep, 25.
Perfect. I am going to use my help action as the bonus action, so to aid him, giving him
Right.
advantage. I call out, I don't know, some tips that we've learned fighting together, and like basically tell him what I can see from my vantage point, that betrayed number 1 is weak on his, I don't know, underside. Good spot to hit.
The two of you are just trading good advice for not, getting bitten or, attacking them while they're weak.
Hit him in the spinal cord.
Okay. That was Chimeran's turn. Lox, it is now your turn.
Great. Okay. I'm just gonna keep it simple here. I'm gonna just do a couple attacks. I want to attack number 1 here directly in front of me first. So that will be 23 to hit.
Absolutely connects.
Great. And then and I have advantage on that. Let me roll again. Just make sure I don't get something better. Nope, something worse. 12 damage with my magic rapier on that attack.
All right. All right. What does it look like as you end this one that was knitting back together?
So I'm like locked in combat with these skeletons, and number 2 there has sort of got me on my sort of back heel, and Chimeran calls out, "Lock's behind!" And I sort of like turn and see that there's a skeleton just barely hanging on, and I just lash out really quick with my rapier, and at first it doesn't look like anything happens, and then it just kind of like slides into 2 halves as I sever the spinal column, and it just topples, scattering into bits. And then I quickly turn my attention back to number 2, and I'm going to do my second attack here against number 2. 19 to hit.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. And then, only 8 damage.
Number 2, 8 damage. It is still just fine.
Okay. I'm not going
movement or
to...
anything.
No, I have my action surge, and I'm tempted to use it, but it is also early in the day, so I think I'll maybe hang on to that. Yeah, I think that'll be it.
Okay. So, to recap, we have 2 of these skeletal vampires that have undergone a little bit of a change, and reknitted parts of themselves. This is kind of what they look like after they regain some of their living qualities, their flesh back upon them. And they seem like maybe they're moving a little faster, a little more aware of their surroundings, a little more life, or unlife, if you will, has returned to them. So we're going to start with them. One of them is dead. Sorry, no, it's number 1. He's actually gone. Number 7 is not that far off, honestly, but is still around. So we're going to have number 7 attack. Let's roll a die. That's the one that's currently being slammed around Hulk style by the elemental. But it's going to take a shot at Vera. It's going to try, Vera, to bite you. What is your AC again? Oh.
35.
Well, fine. I guess it missed.
15.
The 11 that I rolled definitely missed.
Okay. Because it's 35.
Okay. It's tried to bite the madam and failed. On to the rest. Let's see. Number 2 is right here. Lux. This one is going to try to bite you. Oh, and it rolled a 1. Missed. Number 4 and number 5 are going to split. I think number 4 is going to go after Sylvie, and number 5 is going to move the map. I'm in the wrong window. Is going to chase after Guillaume. Okay, so number 4 attacking Sylvie. Sylvie, what is your AC again?
My AC is 15.
15.
Mhm.
Okay. It's going to hit you, and then Guillaume. Is your AC still a 21? 20 at the moment?
How long does shield last?
Oh, no. Because you cast it before your turn, right?
No, I cast it.
No, you cast it on your turn
During.
whenever you moved. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it might
I don't
still be
remember how
active.
long. Is it
I think it's till the start of your next
duration
turn.
1 round?
Yeah, so since
If
it
it's
was on
1
your
round,
turn, then it would go away at the beginning of your turn, essentially.
okay,
So it is
Cool.
still active.
then so 20.
Okay. So that vampire misses you terribly. It writes you cards at Christmas every year.
I was trying to get away from you. No.
Clingy. All right, Sylvie. This one that bit you, you're gonna take piercing to the tune of 6 points,
Okay.
and necrotic of 5.
I think I have a thing.
Ooh.
I don't have a thing. Never
You
mind.
don't have any- Well, okay.
I retract the thing. How much necrotic,
Retract.
sorry?
It's 5 points of necrotic.
Okay, thank you.
And that one feels a little better. It knits and becomes prettier? Question mark. Okay, that's that room. We've got 6, 7, and 8 still. Number 6. Oh, 7 already went. 6 is going to try for Chimeran again at disadvantage. And misses. Number 8 is likewise going to pursue. We'll move the map first. These creatures have strange powers. They can move the earth. Okay. This one
I feel
is
the
gonna
earth move under my feet.
try- Under my-
I feel the sky tumbling down.
Amazing. Pick a point of inspiration. Fucker. Okay. Vera. It tries to bite you and misses terribly. Horrible round for them. But c'est la vie. That brings us to Guillaume's turn.
I do not like this guy being so close to me, so I am going to go ahead and shocking grasp so that I can run the fuck away.
That's an attack roll from you, I think.
That's what I thought. It's been too long.
Spell attack?
I'm forgetting how all my spells work. That
Should be pretty
is
decent.
melee spell attack. Yes. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's going to be 22 to hit with my with that blood staff
Absolutely
active.
will hit.
And then
Number 5.
1d8. But does this one go up? It doesn't actually. Oh, there we go. Increases 5th level, so 2d8. Because we're 9th level.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Ooh, hey, that's an 8, and that's a 1. So duality of man. 9 points of lightning damage.
All right.
Yep. So 9 points of lightning damage, and I will use his inability to attack me to move even further away. So let's do 5. I'll go around the crumbling remains of the table. 10, 15, 20. I'll move my full movement so that if he tries to run after me, he won't be able to. We'll have a harder.
Okay.
And then the elemental will
Yeah.
continue wailing on number 7. That's going to be an 18 to hit.
Will absolutely hit.
And he gets a D10. Use my die. Hey, okay. 8 plus 4 plus 4. So 16 points of fire damage on the first
Number
attack.
7. You can describe what it looks like as he finishes him off.
I think it's the same thing. This time he just like grabs him by the spinal column and just slams him down onto the ground like 6 times until there's just bones clattering. And then probably one more that just kind of pulverizes like the skull and part of the neck bone. And with that, he will go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, so 5, 10, 15, 20. And he will do the same, attempt to do the same thing to number 6. That's also an 18.
Also will hit.
5. Okay. 17 points of damage to that motherfucker.
Good grief. All right. Okay. Homilin going on. Sylvie, it is your turn.
They have scuttled a little bit away, but I think Sylvie is going to take her lightning launcher that she has on her through the gem node on her wrist, and is going to launch lightning against number 4.
Okay. Is that an attack roll from you or a saving throw from me?
It's an attack, so that's a 23 to hit.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
For 7 points.
Okay.
And she actually gets 2 attacks per turn, so I'm going to do that again.
It's still alive, so if you want to use the same target, you can.
Cool, yeah. For 26 to hit for 11 points of lightning.
It won't live through that, though, so you can describe what that looks like.
Again, with like the shatter, you just see this bolt of blue light come screeching across the room at this vampire skeleton and just obliterates a hole, cracking bones and debris right in through the center, through and through, center of the chest, out the back, as I imagine it kind of just looks down at the hole and then just crumbles in like, yeah, a heap.
Absolutely. All right. That was Sylvie. Vera.
Vera is going to she is going to disengage again. She really doesn't want to be by these this vampire thing that's chasing her around, and she's going to as she's sliding past Guillaume, she's going to say, "You're doing just absolutely marvelous. Just keep going exactly how you're doing things. It's just wonderful." And she's going to, this time, instead of inspiring him, she's going to cast a 3rd level healing word on him because he is down quite a bit of health, right? Yeah,
This
he's
is
down a
Chimera?
significant bit. Yeah, Chimera.
Okay.
So he is going to get Oh, I almost maxed the healing too. 14 HP off of that heal as she goes running by and encourages him. And then she's going to go over here and give him that sweet, sweet advantage that he loves so well.
All right. Which leads us very nicely into Chimeran's turn.
Yes, thank you so much, Vera. I feel a little bit better now. I am going to take this opportunity then to strike at betrayed number 6. Oh, that's so close. 27 to hit.
Yeah, it was very close, but
I
you
get a
did hit.
crit on a 19, so I was like,
Oh, I see. You almost missed, but
I almost missed. Could have been a crit. Oh, that's lame. I got 6 points for the weapon damage and 16 for the sneak. So a total of 22.
22 to number 6. Okay,
And
still up.
I will yell out to Lox about how number 2 is kind of limping a little bit. So the bones on his right leg are weaker than others.
All right. That leads us very nicely into Lox's turn.
Okay. I'm just gonna attack number 2. Take a swing with my rapier here. Dirty 20 to hit. Oh,
Absolutely.
and I have advantage. Thank you for reminding me. 21.
Yep.
Cool. And then 11 damage on that first attack.
Okay, 11 to number 2.
Yep.
It's still around.
Cool. Second attack coming in then. Another dirty 20.
Mhm.
And oh, it was on the 8. It was on the 8. I was going to roll max damage. 12 damage.
Okay.
On
You
the second
can
attack.
describe that one.
Awesome. So yeah, Chimeran kind of points out the limp of this skeleton, and Lox actually sort of kicks out with his boot, knocks this skeleton's leg out from under it, and as it comes down, he's just meeting it with his sword, lopping the head right off of it. And as soon as that head comes clean, whatever dark sinewy magic is holding the bones together dissipates, and all the bones kind of clatter, free fall to the ground. And then I'm going to take some movement. But which direction do I go? I'm going to go this way.
Remember, too, that the top half of that table is obliterated by Sylvie's shatter spell. So it's technically not there.
Okay, cool. I'm going to move through it then. So 5, 10, 15. And I'll stay right there. And maybe that skeleton will move away and give me an opportunity attack. It'll be so exciting. That's my turn.
Okay. It is the skeleton's turn. Let's see. I'll give you a 25% shot, but he doesn't take the easy bet. Of course. Okay. So maybe he just didn't realize that Lox had closed behind him. But he does, in fact, move to chase Guillaume. You want some of that sweet, sweet noble. So you can take your swing.
I only rolled at 15 on my
That is still a hit.
attack. Oh, awesome. 12 damage.
12 to number 5. Okay. He is still kicking. He is hurting. All right, Guillaume. Comes up to you and is going to bite you. Attempt to. Your AC is back down to 15?
Yes.
Okay. This one is going to hit you.
With disadvantage?
Oh, did not roll with disadvantage. Sorry.
That's why I
Looking
use
at
the
your
shield,
cloak.
because as soon as I get hit, then it's deactivated for that round. But although I think that was
Gotcha.
last round.
So, okay. Missed you with a 13 with that disadvantage then. Okay, man. Y'all are hard to challenge. I like it. Alright. Now to the other room. Number 6 is sandwiched. Let's see. Amarin is coming after you. This is still a stage 1. Is gonna try to bite. So disadvantage. Because of your gorget. Ooh. Might have had a dirty 20 on you. Or not a dirty 20, a nat 20 on you. But because of the disadvantage, it is a 19.
I wouldn't, I mean, I didn't think I'd ever say that a 19th sounds sweet music to my ears, but in this case it does. So
Alright.
hit me with that bite.
Okay. You're going to take piercing damage to the point of 3. And then necrotic of 1. It's more like a nibble, really. But he does heal a little bit and becomes a stage 2. So this one, again, its flesh kind of reconstitutes a little over its bones. Its eyes become a little more fleshy and seems a little more intelligent. Number 8 is going to go for what it feels might be an easy target. Standing alone there in the doorway. Sylvie, it's going to try to bite you. I don't think a 12 hits you. Okay. Gnashy teeth, but not to much end. It is now Guillaume's turn.
I think Guillaume is going to go ahead and make the same calculation that this guy is too close to me and lash out with another shocking grab for 21 to hit.
Absolutely will.
And okay, 7 points of lightning damage.
All right, this is numero 5. How many points of lightning damage again? 7?
7.
7. Okay. What does it look like as you destroy him?
I think that Guillaume is already starting to move, and so it's almost a like sideways to the back sort of move as he just like grabs on again, just kind of like almost reaching through the rib cage to just grab the most solid part of him, like maybe even kind of grabbing his sternum, and sends this magic lightning coursing through him. He doesn't even see that the lightning goes through all the bones and just disintegrates what little connections there are holding it together as this sinew, and it just falls. But he is already booking it in this direction. And then kind of like glances back like, oh, that worked. And
elemental.
then yes, the elemental looming over this now stage 2. I don't like that. Is going to go for 19 to hit.
Will hit.
And that is for, oh my God, for 9 points of damage.
All right, 9 points to number 6. Okay. Still up.
And okay. Then only a 10 to hit.
That is a miss. Okay.
Yeah, so he brings down a fiery fist on him the first time, and then just tries to strike the exact same spot again, but the vampire clearly has enough wits about it to reposition.
Several of the bits of old rotted wooden furniture in this room are burning cheerily, I imagine, in small little fires from where this elemental has tread and struck. Sylvie, your turn.
All right. Sylvie's going to try and cast this one that's right in front of her back. She's going to cast a thunder wave on it. So it has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the save. What's your DC? Also 17?
17, yeah.
Okay, misses by 1 point.
Cool. It's going to take 9 points of thunder damage.
All right, 9 points. It also pushes it back. Is that right?
Yes, 10 feet.
9 points. That's actually the first damage that number 8 has taken thus far.
Okay.
It's fresh. Okay. And then pushes it back 10 feet?
Yes.
Right into the pile at the center of the room. Just clash. Right into the other bones and refuse that are cast aside. All right. Vera, your turn.
See, Vera is going to does she have I do not. I'm trying not to use. Actually, you know what? She will for her action, she will taunt the vampire skeleton in front of her, and she'll simply look at it and you're not only disgusting, but you're weak, because obviously you've already been killed once. And vicious mockery on it. So it's a wisdom save of a 16.
Okay. Is this number 6?
Yes.
One between. Okay. Fail.
All right. It's not a lot. It takes 3
3.
what is
with
it?
lots of
Psychic
ease.
damage.
Okay.
3 psychic damage.
That is enough to kill it. So you can describe that.
She says this, and I think that this thing is just so not expecting just this random insult that it kind of like looks at her and maybe does that sideways like dog thing of huh before it just kind of like boom, and crumbles down in between the two of them, and she waves at her friend across from her and says, carry on, and bardic inspiration to him. And that's it.
All right. That brings us straight into Vera's. Oh, no, that was Vera's turn. Straight into Chimeran's turn.
So Chimeran is going to, I mean, this has been working so well so far. So with Vera there to distract them, I'm going to lash out with, oh, and it's a 19 on the die. So this is a crit. I'm excited.
Naturally.
Okay, I must take math time now. Just 1 second, please.
Sure thing. Absolutely.
Okay, so we do max and then we actually roll.
Right.
Oh,
Max
and that's
everything and then roll and add. Yep.
So that roll was really nice, and oh damn. Okay, so it is it's insane. A total of 76
Holy
points
crap.
of damage. Oh.
Yeah. What does that look like? As you kill it.
I think as Vera goes behind and says those wonderful words of inspiration, Chimeran just kind of swings like in a circle from the one that had just disappeared moments before, and lashes out at number 8, and the arc of the rapier is almost just like so precise, and it's like it flares the moment it touches the betrayed number 8's body, and as it slices through him, the radiant damage of this, the radiantness of the rapier just kind of lights up this creature as it just kind of, I guess, it hits such a vital spot, it just disappears into powder as it crumbles.
As the dust settles from this final skeletal vampire, the tomb-like silence of this place settles on all of you again, as you're able to gather yourselves, and the skirmish is finished. I pass the ball to you. What's next?
Somebody else can open the door this time.
Vera, did you just roast a skeleton so hard that he fell down dead? That's
did.
fucking incredible.
Thanks.
I knew you had a sharp tongue, but not like that.
Yes, well, I mean, don't you concern yourself with what my tongue can do.
Yeah, he just gets beat red. And then I was like, also, Chimeran, don't think I didn't notice that there's nothing left of that skeleton. Whatever the fuck you just did, keep it up. That was brilliant.
Chimeran's kind of at a loss for words, actually, because did not expect that. I mean, he had some great hits on these things, and they just, was normal. Then to see that one just kind of like disappear, it's kind of it's kind of looking at the rapier in kind of not bewilderment, but a little bit of like, I just did that kind of thing. So he just kind of looks at you and goes, huh. Gives you kind of a shoulder pat. Don't think I didn't notice a nice fire back in that room.
Oh, well, I mean, I do what I can. And mostly what I can do is fireball.
Keep doing it. It's amazing. And this guy? He's good too. Like him on our team.
Yeah, I like him a lot. And just like looks up and like thinks about like patting the elemental on the back and then immediately thinks better of it as he realizes how flaming hot it is. He just kind of gives it like an air pat. Like, good job, big guy.
But I was serious. Somebody else can open up this door.
Well, I mean, is there still a trap on it?
Well, I'm not going to reach out and find out.
No, but you can look at it. It's kind of your thing.
Chimera just kind of looks down at all his, I don't know, slightly smoking clothing at this point. Apparently not quite my thing.
I don't think you really looked before. I think you just went to the door and opened it without looking first.
So he'll go up to the door and he'll look at it with his his limited magical skills. Does he think it's going to go off again if it's touched?
So you can roll an Arcana or an Investigation.
Oh, they both suck.
That
10.
makes me very happy.
Well, you
10.
have a bardic inspiration that you didn't use.
Oh, that's true. Let's use it here.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Let's use it here because... Oh, so that'll be 17 in total then.
Okay. So, for one reason or another, Chimeran may not have noticed if it weren't for the encouragement of Vera, the lingering encouragement bolstering Chimeran enough to realize that, yes, in fact, this lock is still trapped. You can see a little bit of an arc of electricity kind of dancing inside the keyhole.
Yeah, it's still live. It is still live, and he'll back away.
Well, maybe we go elsewhere. Come back this way if we need to.
I think hearing that it's still got a live magical trap on it, I think Guillaume will approach, not touch it, but look at it. I just want to see, does it look like there's any mechanism on the door, or if this is something that needs like a password? Just basic kind of magic, look at it, or magic examination.
You know that there are spells that could probably subdue or outright cancel the effect that's currently on this, but you're fairly certain that this has a mechanical element to it that could be disabled if someone had the skill set to do so.
Oh, Chimeran, I think you could get this thing taken down, no problem. There's like a little shake in his voice of like, yeah, this will work. You just gotta pick it right. Or
If
we look
it's-
around, see if there's another lever. I really like when there's a lever hidden in the wall. That's always easier.
Can't you just, I mean, you're so talented, Gil. Can't you just magic the magic away? Dispel it? A wizard of your
No,
skill and caliber?
I oddly enough, I never got that good at getting rid of magic. I'm better
Oh,
at putting magic into situations than taking it out.
yeah, that's true. Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Is there any magic you could put in this thing?
Could you insert the magic into it and make this other magic become, I don't know, exhausted and just kind of go away?
I'm not putting my magic into that hole. Um, uh, okay. I will. Oh God, I don't really have anything that's good for this. Um,
It's- You don't
if
have to do something just because Vera
looks
is giving you shit.
it looks like it's magical, or it's a mechanical though in nature.
It does have mechanical aspects to it that you think might be able to be dismissed.
Okay, so before I touch the lock again to try to disable a trap, I'd like to look on the walls beside it to see if there's actually some sort of hidden lever that would disable it
Okay.
easier.
Yeah, so you can make an investigation check.
Yeah, we're still not good at that. Yeah, that's a 4.
You're seeing lots of broken table legs and chair legs. Nothing on either side of the doorway, though, that looks like a lever.
I think sighing deeply, knowing that this is... Guillaume, you might want to step back.
Yeah, he
This
does
could
so
hurt.
immediately.
And we will try to disable the trap and not die in the process.
Okay.
I forgot what
So
we used.
I need you to make a roll with your thieves tools, please. This will be dexterity based. You are proficient with thieves tools, which I'm assuming that you are. Then you
I
also
am.
get your proficiency bonus.
So just
You've got this. Inspiration.
I, the words helped. I rolled a 20 on the die, so that's a 28.
There you go. Okay. So tell me how you disable the lightning trap on this lock.
I mean, I think this is pure luck, to be honest, because honestly, traps and locks weren't really Chimeran's thing. It's just something we learned. He was just better at, being the sneaky get out of the way kind of type, not breaking it in and stuff. So I think he just kind of closes his eyes, prays to all the gods that he knows of in rapid succession while he's pulling out his thieves' tools. He puts one into this. It's almost like a little slot of a gear or something that's in there, and he's just praying. And before he really does anything, honestly, just the insertion, there's like this click, and it's deactivated.
There's like a small, tiny little like zap of a discharge as the lock becomes inert. It is, however, still functioning as its primary objective of keeping this door locked. If you would like to try to unlock it, you will need another thieves' tools.
I would like to, but I think before I do, he kind of glances around and realizes everybody has left him. He's by himself at this moment. And he's just like mutters under his breath, like, thanks, everyone.
There's the
You
classic,
see Guillaume
like,
just kind of peeking around the doorway.
there's the classic,
that
like,
sounded like a
just
good
arm
sound.
from through the doorway with like the okay, you're doing great. Like,
Yeah.
You
All
got
right.
this.
So
Total confidence.
to unlock, what I wrote, that is plus 16. I'm going to use that inspiration just to make sure this happens. I have rolled a 7 on this inspiration every single time. It's been wonderful. So that would be a 23 to unlock.
Okay. Yeah. You also successfully disable the lock, and you hear the telltale click of the tumblers sliding into alignment, and you can feel that the door has a little bit of give to it now.
Yeah, and there's an audible sigh of relief from Chimeran as it worked, and I'm not dead. And I guess we crack it open a little bit.
All right.
See what's
I told
inside.
you. I knew you could do it. I never doubted.
Thank you, Vera.
She walks out from behind the wall she was standing behind.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We see a new room. Down a little. There we go. Okay. Me. The door opens onto a modest study, dominated by a cherrywood desk and a carved high-back chair. A stone statue of Lugarico stands beside the door, facing the desk with its arms folded across its chest. A single wine rack and 4 shelves line the walls of this room, brimming with books and scrolls.
Well, I swear if that statue comes alive. Well, I'm not standing next to it. And she'll move into the room, but move to the side.
Yeah, Guillaume just books, and just makes a beeline for the bookshelves.
Lox instinctively moves in and will put himself in between the statue and the rest of the room.
What
It's
is
one of
on
those. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, what is on the wall behind the desk of the chair of the desk?
They are like carved, like features. It looks like a shield with a crest on it, except instead of actually being a shield, it's carved stone.
I think I'm going to go over there and massage it, I guess, is the best word to say. As I, we're going to play with the shield. We're going to check its grooves and stuff. Sounds really bad.
All right. So Chimeran crosses the room and immediately starts caressing this stone relief on the wall. Maybe slightly seductive. We're not really sure yet, but we'll have to find out.
Jeremy, remind me, this was the direction we saw the light head, correct? Or whatever that we were following for the...
Yes, it's your find
find person. Yeah.
Spell.
Locate person.
Locate a person. Okay, and then it has, you chose like a small ball of light that like hovered just above the floor or whatever and kind of showed the path. All right. Is it still active?
It lasts for, let me see what it lasts. Give me 1 second. Locate creature. Its concentration for up to an hour, and I haven't taken any damage. So
Okay.
It should still be going as long as we've been at it for an hour.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So you can actually see that the ball of light is kind of tracing a path through the room and disappearing into the wall. The western wall.
I don't want to alarm anyone, but that wall over there, the light is passing into it. So I'm wondering if this is maybe a back way to where we need to go.
It's probably a secret door or something. Maybe it's one of these books. I always love a good book lever. And I'm just going to look through the bookshelf, doing a quick scan for anything that like any obvious books that is, particularly any that, you know, have the word door in it or secret or open on the cover or the spine.
Okay.
I'm gonna check out the statue while Guillaume's looking at the books. I'm just gonna start inspecting the statue and looking behind it and under it and stuff.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
that's why I'm caressing the stone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In case there's a button to press or something.
I need anybody who is taking a look around to roll an investigation check, please.
$18. I'm checking out the actual wall that the light is disappearing into.
Okay. Okay. So it looks like Locks with a 17 investigation as you are looking at this statue. It's one of those things where, like, no matter how you move, like, its eyes seem to follow you. Not so much that the stone morphs or changes or anything. It's just the way that this is carved. It just seems to be like this optical illusion that it always seems to kind of be peering down. And especially because it's, you know, made somewhat larger than life size and it's on a pedestal, it's literally looking down at you. Almost like casting like disparaging glares in your direction. Looking around
Very
it,
Vigo the Carpathian.
yes, very much so. That same vibe.
Yeah.
And looking on the ground around it and things of that nature, and behind it, you find, you know, cobwebs, things of that nature, but nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing that you might expect to find if it were like a hidden secret of some kind. Chimeran, with the shield. You touch all around the shield, you know, kind of like on the face of it and then kind of on the edges of it where it is carved somewhat underneath to give the appearance of like the edge of a shield. Again, cobwebs, you might disturb the odd, you know, like cockroach, something like that. But on the whole, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing exciting. Vera, you are looking at the wall itself. It's obvious to you after just a few moments that the crack, the corner where the wall and the floor meet, there's definitely not mortar between the stone there. It's hard to tell. It's very, very small, but you can definitely see a seam there. So there's no doubt at all that you can tell that this is a secret door of some kind. But you do not find any way of opening it or deactivating it of any kind. Guillaume, you are searching through the books and things. I don't know that you find anything that has a title that would give you any kind of hint. However, if you would, roll me a d4. Four. Okay. So I need you to roll a d3, however you want to do that, 4 times.
A 1 and 3 threes.
Okay. Roll percentile for all 4 of those for me, please.
Percentile did I go?
I was just thinking it'd be funny if after all this, Jeremy goes, "Yeah, you don't really find anything.
You find absolutely nothing.
Nothing of
Aha.
interest."
Okay, that's going to be a 4,
4 on the first one. Okay.
a 15,
15.
a 19, and a 31.
Okay. 4. Okay, roll percentile again.
$100.
Okay, interesting. Reroll. I don't know why they have it
Oh.
on there like that.
24.
24. Okay. You find, as you are digging through, you find a scroll of guidance. And then you rolled 15. Roll percentile again for me, please.
$87.
87. Okay. Okay. You also find a scroll of Wall of Stone. Um, 19 takes us to another percentile roll, please.
83.
I don't know what that spell is. A scroll of Watery Sphere. Not one that I'm
I don't
familiar
know
with.
what that is either.
It's not covered by the OGL license. Please reference the original source. That's very helpful. Random roll.
Oh, that's weird.
Thank you.
I got it on D&D Beyond. Sphere of water
Okay.
within a 5-foot radius at a point you can see within range, can hover but no more than 10 feet off the ground. Any creature in the sphere's space must make a strength saving throw. A creature is ejected from that space to the nearest unoccupied space if on a save. On a failed save, restrained by the sphere and engulfed by water.
Interesting. So it's kind of like the whelm feature of like a water elemental. That's kind of cool. Okay, so
Yeah, no damage, but it's a restrainer.
Right. Or it pushes them out of a space.
Oh, and you can move it around too.
Nice. Okay, and then we had 31 was the last one. Okay. Roll percentile again for me, please. Be the last time.
40. 40.
Oh, a scroll of greater restoration.
Oh, hell yeah.
So though you find no books that have anything to do with door or secret or anything that seems like a that might be a trigger, Gil might find himself a little distracted as you're perusing this, and you actually start to find some decently leveled spell scrolls that are kind of like scattered through here, and that's just like a quick indexing that like going through here that you have found these. But so far, at least, no signs of a way to open this secret door.
I'm going to turn to the desk next. Are there any like drawers, or I'm going to feel underneath the tabletops? Maybe there's some sort of lever button to push.
Yeah, there is absolutely a single drawer in the desk, and you can tell that it is locked.
Okay, we'll try to unlock it.
Okay. You'll need to make
but
a
I
thieves.
hesitate first as I start to do it, realizing
Okay.
what I just did on the door. I'm going to look to see if it's armed for traps at this point first.
All right. So this would take an investigation roll.
That's an 11.
Your bardic inspiration's still up because you didn't use it.
I did use it.
Never mind.
Yeah.
You kind of like, examine the top of the desk and kind of under the side, under the drawer. You look around at it. You don't see anything that looks like it would be trapping this.
Right, then I will just try to lockpick it open.
All right, it'll be another Thieves' Tools check.
That'll be a 23. 24, sorry. No, 23.
Fantastic. That is absolutely enough to unlock the drawer. However, Chimeran, when you begin tampering with the drawer,
Yeah.
Locks, that statue that you're standing in front of, all of a sudden, it unleashes a cone of cold directly facing the desk. Locks and Chimeran, I need both of you, please, to roll Constitution saving throws.
21.
Success. You'll take half.
12.
Is a failure. You will take full. Oof. All right. Full damage is 39 points of cold.
Chimeran's having a bad day. Chimeran gets blasted with that. I think you just see him go rigid. He is completely frozen. And falls.
Did you hit
Topples.
0?
I did.
Okay, I believe But there is actually something that happens. Cone of Cold. A creature killed by this spell, quote unquote, becomes a frozen statue until it thaws. So, Chimerian, when you said frozen, you weren't kidding.
Wasn't kidding.
All of a sudden, Chimerian stops moving, and when any of you happen to look at Chimerian, Chimerian is covered in rime and is not moving, not blinking. Kind of like frozen with his lockpicks like still in place.
So, fuck. Do you still have your elemental? Can he just hug him?
It might hurt more, but worth a try.
If it's gonna hurt him more, I don't know if we should. Maybe if he just stands next to him, we can
That's maybe not touching.
Yeah.
Big guy, if you could just kind of hover, just right near our frozen friend there.
Okay. Yeah, Matt, absolutely. 19. Okay. So this creature kind of moves over to kind of like hover like around and near Chimerian, kind of extends his hands like towards Chimerian, or the way that we would extend our hands towards a fire. Just
kind of the whole motion, yes.
Rubbing them together and
doing some sort of like new age dance thing that's like ooh.
Does whatever the inverse of s'mores is. Okay, so this will work, but it will take time. So in the meantime, while this is happening and Chimerian is thawing, what do the rest of you want to do?
Lox is going to go hang out by the elemental too, because I am not frozen, but I did just get blasted point blank by a cone of cold, because I was like right up in the statue's face, sort of looking at it. It was very close. So, Lox kind of stumbles over to stand near the fire elemental as well.
Looking around the room. Okay. Is there like cabinets that we can pull doors off of? Is that what's next to the statue here, or is that all stone and
those are all bookcases. So they're just open faced.
I was trying to think of something we could do to like maybe we could move them in front of the statue so if it happens again it doesn't actually blast anybody. Yeah, Vera's going to go over to the bookcase that's next to the statue, and she's going to kind of start trying to pull on it with her -1 strength. And muttering.
I think Guillaume will rush over kind of in a huff, like, what are you doing? No, and start like pulling books off and stacking them. Like, I want to look through these. There's good stuff here. But also making the bookshelf lighter.
Yeah, and she'll basically, while those two are thawing and we're waiting for Chimerian to thaw, she's gonna empty this bookshelf with the intention of placing it in front of the statue for the next blast of cold that hits Chimerian when he thaws.
All right. So you spend this time emptying this bookshelf, and then sliding it in front of this statue. Let's get a strength roll from whoever is moving this bookshelf. Because though it is empty, IKEA furniture, it is not.
I would be willing to at least assist after the books are unloaded.
What's your strength?
It's equally bad.
Okay.
The two
blind
weakest
line here.
characters are trying to do this. I'm also a -1, so that's why I was hoping the
Nice.
help action might be
Yes.
used.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get this -1 roll with advantage.
So is this
on the
an
books.
athletics check?
Sure.
Okay. Then I'm at a +1, so woohoo.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Jack of all trades.
Oh, nice. I was like, why does Vera have athletics?
All
was not
right,
out
all
of
right.
ideas.
A 19. Appears Vera
Okay.
is not unaccustomed to moving large wooden things, places, racks, whatever. I mean, anyways.
Okay. So, Vera, with some excellent guidance from Guillaume.
He's brilliant,
you
of
managed-
course.
No, lift with your legs. You managed to scoot a bookshelf over in front of this in statue, and you're pretty sure that if this is to go off again, that it will at least hit this bookshelf first. All right.
She'll kind of turn around and, has he thawed yet? I've done my part.
All right. After some time, Chimerian, you can start to feel the feeling kind of return to your extremities. You can move your eyes and blink, and soon you are able to free yourself from your icy prison.
Teeth chattering, hands shaking. w- we did unlock the thing, so we're gonna open the drawer. I think as I'm opening it, I'm also kind of ducking down behind the desk because
Are you still at 0? Or did you heal?
I guess I would be. I have no
Yeah.
healing, so
Yeah. So technically, yeah, you
I
unfroze and then slumped to the ground.
actually
right?
toppled over. Yeah.
I think as soon as your mouth is melted enough that I will bring a healing potion over and just kind of tilt it in. Because
Ooh,
I'm
healing
guessing that
potion,
it's
slushy.
I'll kind of direct the elemental to focus on your face first, because I think, isn't it like you'll die if you have like too long just being unconscious
I don't know.
potentially.
It didn't say anything about that, so.
Yeah,
But yeah,
so
that makes
I'll do
absolute
that.
sense.
So you can go ahead and I think that's two. Oh, just a basic healing potion.
2d4
Is that
plus
2d4?
2, I think.
Potion. Yep, 2d4 plus 2.
Yeah, I think the bonus that you get and the number of dice that you get are always the same with healing potions. What I remember.
Yep.
You can make the roll. You fed it. I can't reach my dice. My hands are still frozen.
Okay, so that's going to be 7 points of damage or of healing back.
Thank you.
7 points of undamage.
Okay, and then when I do heal enough or thaw enough, I will open up the drawer while ducking down behind the desk in case it goes off again.
All right. As you open this drawer, it does, in fact, go off again. But this shelf takes the brunt of it, immediately icing over all. Even from the front, you can see this rime kind of like grow over the surface of it, and it looks like crystalline in the center, like where the mouth of the statue essentially would be. But the cold kind of blasts out the sides of the bookshelf, and kind of rolls harmlessly into the walls in the rest of the room, and none of you are damaged by it. Chimerian, you open this drawer, And inside, you find two things that are potentially interesting. One of them is a small pouch made of velvet. The other is a strange sigil that is kind of stamped and embossed in the corner of the drawer. You can roll an Arcana if you would like.
I will roll an Arcana. Is the sigil like in the drawer? It's not like loose, but it's like
Correct.
part of the drawer?
Yeah, like of the bottom of the drawer, it is like inlaid into the surface of the drawer itself.
I rolled a 9 on that Arcana.
You don't know exactly what it is, but it definitely looks like some kind of magic, like runic type stuff.
I'm going to take the small velvet pouch out first. And then I'm going to press the sigil. Yes. Full of
Okay.
great ideas today.
You just jam your thumb just straight down on it, put a little pressure, wiggle. Nothing happens.
I think there's actually a sigh of relief that nothing happened, but
Try some blood.
interesting. Okay. So Chimeran will take one of his daggers and just poke his finger. We're not going like deep here. We just want to drop of blood. And then we'll press that finger, that bloodied finger, onto the sigil.
Okay. You do so. And as you're kind of lowering your finger towards it, you see the first drop kind of depart your finger and actually hit this sigil. And instead of splashing like on the surface, the inlay of the sigil itself seems to almost wick the blood up the way like fabric would or something like that. And as you touch, you feel like this slight impulse is probably the wrong word, but the opposite of resistance, this encouragement to kind of move your finger in a specific direction along the sigil. And as you do so, you find out like you basically trace the entire design of this sigil with your bloody finger. And as you do that, the sigil turns more and more red. And finally, after a moment, there is a deep kind of sound, and the wall that Vera had been inspecting not long before pivots on a center point and opens as it kind of basically rotates 90 degrees.
Harold will pat him on the back. You're doing absolutely marvelous this evening.
Chimeran at that, as long as it opens, is going to kind of collapse on the floor, like just sitting, leaning up against the wall behind, just going like, I'm done. I'm done for the day. So he's just sitting there resting.
The pat she's giving him is a level 2 cure wounds.
Oh, nice, thank you.
And I think Guillaume might hold out another healing potion. Like, do you need another one?
That is 13 points.
Okay.
I mean, I'll take it and put it in my pouch for I mean, I need it, but we'll wait. Somebody might need it more at some point.
Fair enough. I'll hold on to it.
You'll
then.
hold on to it. Okay.
It's my last one, and I might need to feed it to you.
Yeah. Hang on to that one.
Okay. As the door kind of pivots, revealing the space beyond, you can see another staircase that descends to yet another level. The light of Vera's spell kind of tracing its way down this staircase, probably nearing the end of its effectiveness as it kind of fades and fails after the time limit expires. But I think this is a good place to take our break. We're going to take a quick 10-minute break, go to the bathroom, refill our drinks, kiss our spouses, smoke them if you got them, etc., etc. And then we will come back and finish the second half of session 30 of Evermore le Masquerade. So sit tight and tit sight. We will be right back. Whatever the hell that means. My mouth. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Erasmus Expeditions. We're back from break in the second half of session 30 of our Evermore le Masquerade campaign. Yeah, we are about to head deeper into this castle. So, go back over to our battle screen. And we're gonna switch scenes. Uh-oh. Got a connection error for Owlbear Radio. Not good. Okay. I might have to resend the link to y'all. Drop it in our chat here. Audiences view back up. So you have just opened this hidden door. It is pivoted to the side to reveal a staircase that leads downward. Oh yeah, I'll have to give you permission for your tokens again. Let me get this set up real fast.
And my elemental, sorry.
Yes, absolutely. How long does he stick around?
That's a great question.
Thank
Let
you.
me double check.
Oh.
I think it's a while. Yeah, concentration up to an hour.
Okay, so he would be gone at this point. It took a little
Oh,
while.
yeah, I guess because we did have to wait for the no.
He used all of his fieriness to warm up my poor cold heart.
Yeah. Towards the end of it, he's a very sad little, like, small elemental, as he's still kind of like trying to give his warmth to Chimeran.
So he's that dude from oh my god, Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah, there you go.
Calcifer.
Yeah, Calcifer. Thank you. I knew the name was in there somewhere, but I could not access it.
Okay. So, all of you should have control of your tokens now. Okay, excellent. So, let me... Story time. Story, Gandalf. Descending, the first sensation to confront you is the foul stench of the air in this place. Not merely the musty aroma of decay, but instead the bittersweet mordacity of death. Generations of cobwebs obscure every corner and high place, the reflective silvery threads starkly contrasting the stone surfaces covered with the gray-black veneer of age. What would you like to do?
I think I think Chimeran will probably fall into step, like he's going to take point again just out of habit, and Lox will kind of like hold out his hand and say like, why don't I take point for a bit? And we'll go down the steps first. And I'll walk down to the landing before I stop and wait for others to catch up.
Okay. Are the rest of you just kind of letting Lox go all the way down to the landing before you pursue?
How dark is it in there? Do we have a source of light?
I have
That's a great
my
question.
rapier.
Ah.
It lets
True.
out that beautiful light.
Yeah, that
It's so
cool
distracting.
I think my my quarterstaff also lets out light. Yeah, a dim light for 30 feet.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I think mine is
Oh,
yeah,
actually,
yeah,
sorry,
mine gives
I
out
can.
dim light in 30 feet as well. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I can activate it as a bonus action to shed bright light for 30 feet. If we want.
Oh, hell yeah. That's cool.
So yeah, Sylvie will hold out her staff as a form of light.
So yes, there are two sources of light.
Perfect. So Sylvie will take up the back if Chimeran has the front with the light.
Guillaume and Vera are kind of hanging back.
Mm-hmm. Kind
Okay.
of getting in between the two light sources.
Excellent.
Guillaume will, after kind of sitting back for a second, kind of pop up and go, "Oh, should I scuttle ahead real quick and check it out? We haven't seen any rats though still." Okay, no, this idea is better. Just try not to get killed. That's an obvious statement. Never mind. I'll shut up. I'm just nervous. I talk a bit when I'm nervous. And
Lox,
when
as
I'm
you-
not.
It was all the saint could do to get you to shut up.
Lox, as you place your foot on the landing, looking to your left, you can see that it continues downward before it ends in a wooden door. And you see more of the same. Dark stones, silvery cobwebs high above your head, but otherwise still and featureless.
Cool. I will kind of slowly, carefully taking each step down to the door. When I get about halfway down, I'll stop and just listen kind of intently for 10, 15 seconds before I go all the way down.
Okay, you can roll a perception roll for me, please.
Okay. 4.
You think maybe you hear breathing, but then again, it might just be the wind. Kind of hard to tell.
So I look back to Chimeran and just kind of give him a look that says, tread lightly, like we're walking into something. He'll adjust his grip on his sword and go all the way down the stairs, stopping at the door.
When we get down to here, I'd also like to, because he said we're getting into something, I'd like to take a listen.
Okay, roll a perception check for me, please.
That is a 19.
Okay. You hear not the sound of breathing. You do hear the kind of low sound that the wind coming through here is making, that you think maybe Lox might have mistaken for breathing. But you think the sound of distant water? Maybe not like running water, but like occasional splashes or like drips. Other than that, you're nothing.
I think I would approach Lox, like just right behind him, and kind of whisper to him what I hear about water. Not running water, but the dripping, splashing sound. Along with the wind, so maybe we're going into a bigger area. I don't know.
You mentioned this is a wooden door, Jeremy. I'll probably step to the side to let Chimeran check the door, but I will open it. But I think Chimeran's better at spotting traps than I would be.
I mean, based on my track record, really?
That's it. Just look at it. I'll open it, but just look at it.
Okay, I'll look at it. I'll try to see. I'm getting used to now this kind of kind of defenses this pasta dude is putting on things. So I'm looking at where if I was him, where I would put them. So hopefully my dice roll better.
All right.
That's an investigation, right?
It is.
Yeah, that's an 11.
Okay. Everything looks fine. No signs of trouble at all.
Yeah, it's clean. Locks, go for it. And I step back 10 feet.
Okay, I will I'll test the knob and then pull the door open. As slowly as I can.
Kind of reach out and give it a timid like taparoo. Nothing happens. So you activate the latch, open the door. There's an interesting room on the other side. He's kind of a squarish room with these kind of roundish niches on the side. Exiting the door at the bottom of the stairs, you find yourselves in a sizable room. 3 arched doorways adorn the northern wall, one of which you just came through. A 4th exit lies in the south wall, a double set of wooden doors. 2 rounded alcoves in the eastern and western walls flank the center of the room, each housing a statue of an armored knight on horseback. The walls of these alcoves are lined with niches containing humanoid skulls from floor to ceiling. In the middle of the chamber lies a strange brazier of dark iron lit with a white-hot flame. Encompassing the rim of the brazier are 7 orbs, each set into an ornate fitting and glowing a different color from one another.
I will step into the room, survey all of this, but I'm gonna wait to go too deep into the room until everyone else gets down here.
Yeah, when Lox goes into the room and doesn't get blasted like immediately, I will come to the edge of the door and peek in.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow as well. Seeing them move down the stairs and out the door, I'll follow along until I'm peeking in the room with them.
Yeah. Stepping into the room, nothing happens. It is strangely still in this room. The only thing that really seems to move are the shadows that are kind of thrown against the walls and the ceiling and the floor because of this brilliant white flame,
What are
which
these things?
burns silently. Sorry, what are these things
Sorry.
where?
My ping is not these things.
Those are like very decorative, like essentially like a gargoyle, kind of near the ceiling.
Okay, my scholarly advice to everyone: don't touch anything in this room. Barely even walk in this room. This looks like some heavy magical shit. You don't have all those colors of gems unless you've got something serious going on.
Heeding Guillaume's advice, Lox will kind of move not into this alcove, but will kind of get as near to the alcove as he's willing to go without actually stepping into it. And just kind of like sweep his gaze up and down, specifically looking at these skulls in the set into the wall and seeing if there's any differences between them, any sort of like rhyme or reason to how they're set up, or if it's just floor to ceiling skulls.
Yes, definitely. Of a variety of humanoids are represented here. You see dwarven, human, what you would guess to be elven, definitely orc and half orc, but also some that are maybe less common. There are two races in Rosfiend. One is known as the Casbah, which are like a feline folk, and the other are known as Kongans, which are like like an ape people. You see them present as well. As far as the rhyme and reason, as best you can tell, it simply looks like the older ones are on the bottom. They get newer as they climb higher.
All right, well, we've got glowing things, gems or whatever, and the colors of the rainbow, so that's fun. Is there anything like on the ceiling anywhere? Do I see anything that represents these colors anywhere else, whether it be like some sort of common symbol for these colors or actual writing or mimics of these gems? Like anything in this room look like it's somehow coordinated to these colored crystal things that we're looking at?
You can roll an investigation check if you'd like.
11.
Okay. So the simple answer is no. In stark contrast, these things are the only thing of vivid color that you've really seen since you got to the castle. Everything else is almost like sapped of its color.
Can I tell anything about the magic that's fueling this from just like looking at it? I don't want to approach too close, like stay at least like 10 feet away. And I kind of want to be careful about how exploratory I get in the room, but
Okay.
kind of just looking at the thing from a couple different angles.
Okay. You can roll an Arcana or an Investigation, whichever you wish.
Oh, I will take Arcana. That's going to be a 28.
Okay. As you get closer, you realize that these orbs have like the fittings that they're sat in, they have like a hood that can actually be like activated and deactivated. Almost like a hooded lantern. All of them are currently open, facing this white flame. And beneath each of them, you can see runes that are the kinds of runes that you would have seen in evocation school. These are capable of dealing damage somehow. And you notice that each orb seems to be inscribed with slightly different types of damage.
Yeah, I'll relay all of that information to everyone else just so that they are all aware. I It seems like if you cover certain stones, you might alter the color of the flame. I'm not sure why you'd want to. We should figure out if the door is locked, and if it isn't, we don't need to figure out what all of this is, because this seems like terribly dangerous. All of those stones could probably kill each of us like 7 times.
Or the door isn't locked because Padre Pasta has decided that this puzzle is complex enough and this thing is deadly enough that you don't need to lock the door because no one's going to get past it.
Is Vera calling all of this from the doorway?
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm fully in the room right now, so I'll just look, and I'm just gonna like look.
Yeah, Locks
at the-
will go check the door with Guillaume.
Guillaume is a coward and rather cautious, but he loses a lot of caution if he's caught up in an interesting problem or the prospect of reading something cool crosses his mind.
Okay. So as you approach the door, how are you examining it? What are you doing? You're talking
I
eyeballs?
imagine
We're
at some
talking-
point, yes, eyeballs. I think at some point, Guillaume has read through a manual on locks or like a book, like read some diagrams or something. So he has some basic idea of the what the workings are supposed to be, and he just wants to like see, does this look like it's trapped or locked, or just kind of examining all the seams around the door and the mechanism itself of the latch.
Yeah, taking a good look at this, it has a plate on it below the latch for the handle, that is like identical to the doors that you have seen that have locks on them. This just simply does not have a keyhole in it. Instead, you can see that there are 7 dots arranged in a somewhat circular pattern on this plate. No color to them or anything, just these circles that are kind of embossed into the metal. Your guess is that this is probably locked, but not mechanically so.
Okay, Vera, you were right. We got to figure this thing out. The door's locked by the puzzle.
I would like to take this opportunity to actually now open that small velvet pouch that I took from the drawer and find out
yes.
what was in it.
Roll me a d4, please.
One.
1. Out comes a single ruby of exceptional quality.
Okay. Noted. Puts it back in the velvet pouch, puts the pouch back in, tucks it away, because that's not useful right now.
Anybody else that is taking a look throughout the room, if they'd like, can roll an investigation check.
So we got a 23.
Okay.
Vera got an 11. She's just kind of looking from the door frame and not moving in the room.
So Sylvie, you have braved exiting the staircase. To kind of get a little bit of a look at what seems to be stumping everyone. And almost the instant that you walk into the room, you notice that the brazier itself has an inscription that is kind of like worked into the iron that kind of rings the bottom of the brazier, and it's almost worn smooth, just with time and age. And the reason that it's interesting that you noticed this is that this is written in Vicarillion, which is actually a dead language. The Vicarians speak a language known as Divinian, which is the common tongue in Rostin, and it was the language of conquerors who had come long ago to Vicryl. And though they brought a lot of death and destruction along with them, they also brought a lot of engineering feats, military tactics, castle building, that kind of influenced your people's culture for a long time. Still has its reaches now. But Vicrylian, the language of your people, has been dormant for a long time. There are people who speak it, but it's very, very, very rare. I don't know if Vicrylian
Yeah, I think
is something
Sylvie
you
would.
know or not.
Hmm. I think because of how far removed she is from it, I don't think that she would know much, only to recognize like what it is. Um, just because of, I think because of her like where she comes from and her family's upbringing, she probably can recognize it. But I think she's just been too far removed from it, so she'll relay this information um to the rest, but then end saying, but I do not know how to speak it at all, I'm afraid."
Um, I do actually.
"You do?"
Well, my family is very long-lived, and we know a lot of languages. We're taught from a very young age, my family. So yes, I haven't had to use it very much, obviously, but I do remember some of it. So I think Chimeran will step in at that point to, I guess, read. You said it was on the big brazier, or is
Yeah, it's kind of
yeah.
it rings the brazier itself, the part of the
Mm-hmm.
body of the brazier near the floor, and again, like it's almost worn, completely gone. But Chimeran, once you're able to kind of like look at it for a minute and kind of decipher it, again, it's almost like Latin. Like you're having to kind of like remember some of the lessons that you learned. But it reads, "A flame in the color of life is my first gift to you, my beloved."
I will whisper that to Sylvie because I don't want to say it out loud. Actually, I will say it out loud, but in our common tongue because I'm not reading it in the Vicarian. So I will say it out loud, translated, and hopefully not die.
Guillaume will kind of perk up at that, like, ooh, a riddle. Well, it's got to be green, right? The color of life. Trees, grass,
Yeah, but this is
various foliage.
a vampire guy. I mean, life to him is red.
Ooh, ooh, I like this. I like this. It's the puzzle maker, and not the puzzle. All right, all right. Yes, bringing psychology in.
But 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 he had a her entire room was full of plants, which are green. And it's his love.
Do we even know that he was the one who built this? Maybe he was here before and he just found out how to use it, and this is some other person. I don't.
Well, we need to figure out how we close the hood.
Well,
So we have some time to figure out what color we need to make it.
I mean, maybe it is the color already.
My
I think
vote's
if it was the
green.
color, it would probably be unlocked, and I think the door is locked. Although I didn't actually test it, because of what happened to you.
I mean, before we actually even unlock the door, and this is where Chimera will come into the room and go up there. Let's listen to it. Listen through it. Try to.
Okay. Another perception roll, please.
17.
This door seems to be the source of the noises of water that you were hearing. You can hear like faint splashes and drips, although they sound much closer than they did before.
So the water I mentioned is through there. He would say to Locks.
Running water, or what are you hearing?
Like splashing, dripping, not running. So
Okay.
like either a stagnant pool, or we're just talking really damp. I mean, knowing where we even are, is it even water?
I was just
don't
gonna
know.
say I'm kind of hoping it's water at this point.
Me too. I'm trying not to think about what it could be if it wasn't water.
So we're thinking green then. So what? Do we close the green one, or do we close all the other ones?
My assumption would be to close all the others, but I could completely be wrong. I'm working with limited information here. What about the statues? I'll take a look at the statues and see if there's any markings or anything on either of them.
They definitely display the same kind of heraldry that you saw in the study upstairs in the stone shield on the wall. But other than that, they don't seem to have anything that relates directly to the seven orbs or the brazier itself.
Well, we have made his brides mad. We have killed one of his servants. We've killed a lot of skeletons. He might show up sometime soon if we're not careful and quick. So, you know what? I've had a good run. We're coming here to save my girls. So, if you guys want to go stand in the hall, I will do whatever it is that needs to be done. I'll take this one.
Wait, before you just like sacrifice yourself, does any of you magic types have that, like that ghost like hand that can do things when we're not actually in the room?
Oh, Sylvie just like pulls up
You
like this
too.
ghostly hand. Do you mean like this?
Lox goes, yeah, like this, and his little spectral hand pops out too.
They high
Yes.
five each other.
The two hands, yeah, high five.
Wait,
They do
everyone do
like
this
a
but the wizard?
Predator. You son of a bitch.
I
Mage
can't.
hands.
I prefer my hands.
With that, Chimera's going to book it out of the room and let the people with the hands
The hands
do
have it.
things.
Okay. So this is the plan now. We're gonna stand in the stairwell, and someone is gonna use their mage hand to try to.
Yep.
Try to what?
I think we're going to take the green one and put it in the light.
I think they have hoods, so I guess
Mhm.
we need to do a quick check to see like I guess when I was looking at it, do the hoods look like they're like on like
Yes.
hinges or something? Okay.
Yeah.
And
They're like
they look
brass
like
or
they
something that, pivots over
yeah.
it.
So I think, do we want to do closed? I guess let's start with trying the green, just shutting the green one. See if that.
Okay. Whomever uses their mage hand and closes the hood on the green orb, and as it kind of slams down into place, the flame in the middle changes. The color of it now looks like whatever white minus green looks like.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So now we just need to do the opposite of that.
So we'll open the green one back up, and then Sylvie and Lox will just double mage hand go
Take
around
turn.
the outside and close all the other ones.
Okay.
On the outside.
And as this happens, the flame in the middle turns more and more a hue of green. What color is the flame? Green flame. Sorry, that's old school. All right. Now we have a brazier full of green fire. What next?
Does the writing say what color is next?
No. The whole room is simply bathed in green light at this point.
Oh.
Is there any
Uh,
new writing on the walls anywhere that you only see in the green light?
No.
And the mark on the plaque was just the 7 dots around. Like there was
Yep.
no definition to any of them. Nothing seemed like an order or anything.
Nope.
Okay.
Is the plaque glowing now? In one of the dots glowing?
You could see that the dots themselves, they must be, so it's almost like uh like an ultraviolet reactive type of kind of glow. Each of the dots seems to be glowing more green than just the reflection of the light against the metal. Like they're made out of a different material.
Are the dots on the plaque like in a circular
Mm-hmm.
pattern
They're arranged in the same pattern as the orbs.
as the orbs on the? Okay, I'm going to step back in the room. I'm going to take a look at that plaque. Um, does the plaque look like it's like you could, like those dots, do they look like they can be depressed?
Maybe sad a little, but no. Sorry.
The blue one's really sad. Is that what you say?
No. It doesn't look like they can be moved or manipulated at all.
Okay, and the saying was, the color of life was my first gift to you.
Flame in the color of life is my first gift to you,
Pete,
my beloved.
red. It's blood, right? For vampires, it's blood.
That
It's gotta be
that
red,
Oh,
right?
right. We should
That's
try
what-
that at least.
Yeah.
Kyran walks away muttering, "I did say that."
No,
I think
you
we should
did.
open the red one before we close the green one because I don't know what's going to happen if there's no flame.
That's a good idea.
Okay. So everybody retreats back to the staircase. More mage hand shenanigans. Change the hoods from green to red. The flame goes through its changes before it now burns with a brilliant vermilion color. The orbs on the plate on the door seem to now glow a slightly brighter red shade than the light reflecting off of the metal.
Do you think it's like an order of operations thing?
Well, it's saying
don't know.
first gift, so I figured that we would do whatever the first color was and more text would show up and tell us what the second gift was. And
Didn't you say something too about the Guillaume, that the orbs each had some sort of symbol on it indicating a damage thing? Makes
Right, they all have evocation sigils.
Yeah, are we able to discern which, if each one has a specific like type of damage associated with it?
like, what is the red one?
I'll pop back over there and take a look at it, see if it looks recognizable in any way.
Which one are you looking at?
Red first.
Okay. It definitely has sigils that, like runic language, if you will, that is reminiscent of fire.
Okay, everybody else, let's all back out of the room again. I'm gonna try something stupid just in case. Oh, actually, I want to flip the red one or the green one and see. I don't know if I need to flip it open to see what the rune is on the green one.
No, it's carved kind of on the corner, if you will, of where the orb sits. So yeah, you can definitely look at it without having to manipulate the hood.
Okay.
It absolutely rings of another magic that you seem to be somewhat, at least recently, familiar with, and that would be poison.
Oh, okay. I want to look at the blue one. I guess I'm just gonna go around the whole circle and try to associate all of them.
Sure. And again, this is not like super difficult stuff. It's stuff that you probably would have learned very early on in like the academy schooling that you've received.
Yeah, there's certain shapes I imagine to each like sigil that are like certain moves are only used in fire or
I almost
water
imagine
or whatever.
it like almost like a different font. You know, like there's different like ways
exactly.
of drawing the same runes or something. Okay, so red is fire. Orange is acid. Yellow is lightning. Green is poison. Blue is cold. Indigo is thunder. And violet is necrotic.
All right, I think we maybe need to try the violet light.
Okay. Back out into the hall. Mage hand buffoonery afoot. And now the flame is violet. The orbs, what do I call them? Things on the plaque now glow a slightly brighter color of violet than the reflection of the firelight.
is there like a common way that these elements are, these damages are taught to you, Guillaume? Like a certain way that they're commonly laid out? Maybe it's as simple as the order of that.
I mean, we learn about our, four elements, but that doesn't really correspond here with the extra categories. I don't know. None of this seems to make sense. There should be more to this. What are we missing? There's something we're not thinking of.
So I asked it already in the chat, but just to be certain, nobody has tried the door handle yet, right?
Okay, what if we turn off all the lights and check the door? Because I have a feeling whatever colored light is coming out of that is the type of damage that's going to assail us. So if we make it dark, maybe it'll be okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'll volunteer. I haven't taken a hit today, and we all got to die sometime.
Camera cuts to Chimera and covered in bruises and burn spots. Okay, so the plan is to hood all of the orbs, essentially making the flame black at this point. And then Guillaume is going to try the door. You try the door. It is most assuredly locked and not opening. All of you can see that the orbs intensify the moment Guillaume touches the handle. The radiance that they glow with increases noticeably, but nothing happens.
All right, give me green, guys. I think let's just go around clockwise, circle it up, try them, unless the first one blasts me. He's just like closing it, like, squinting at the, like, waiting for the light to change.
Okay. The hood is opened on the green orb. The flame turns green. Guillaume reaches out and tries the handle. Guillaume, a gout of poisonous, like, fumes shoots out in a cone from the green orb, just narrowly missing you, covering half the door. But you are just outside of the effects of it.
Okay, it's not that one. It's not that one.
Make sure to move over before you do the blue one.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for this to dissipate. Should we keep going? Because I'm worried that this is just gonna keep happening. I feel like there's something obvious that we're overlooking.
Well, we have 2 mage hands now, so we could theoretically do this from across the room in the hallway.
Well, that would have been good.
You seemed really intent on partaking and actually doing something today, so
Summon the elemental.
you did a lot. You figured out how to steer the magic horses, and you summoned the elemental, and you fireballed an innocent dining room table.
Okay, we don't have to puff me up. That's fine. That's fine. Let's just get this done. What about white? I mean, it was white when we came in. Maybe the door wasn't locked until we started fucking around.
Yeah, we'll try white. We'll open all the hoods and then try the door with mage hand.
Okay. When you have it lit as white and you try the door, all 7 of the orbs fire in cones out all the way to the walls. The necrotic one comes very close to hitting several of you gathered in the doorway, but does not actually reach that far. So yeah, the mage hand tries the door handle. With it being white, it is locked.
Why don't we just try red? I mean, I'm sure we're just going to get a flame, but
Yeah, let's just go in order.
Yeah, just do them all. Although they are they staying brighter when they intensify, or was
No.
just like when it intensified, it brightened for a moment?
Correct. Yeah. When it
Okay.
fires its cone, essentially, it intensifies and then dims back to its normal state.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we'll try each one like systematically around,
Okay.
clockwise, one at a time, trying the door with each one.
Oddly enough, when you turn the flame red, the mage hand tries the door, and the latch activates. And the double doors swing open.
Oh, I hate vampires.
red is the color of life. Chimeran swings his hair.
Imagine
Yeah, no.
stumbling
Good
home
idea.
drunk and having to work this contraption to get into your room.
Okay. The room beyond is not really so much of a room. It's more of kind of an antechamber. And you can see along the southern wall that it is comprised of a curtain that is draped across the southern wall, like a very thick velvet curtain that looks like it's probably seen better days, but is well enough made that it has stood the test of time. However, you can see that both it and the rug that kind of lead to the seam where it looks like this curtain can be parted, both the curtain and the rug itself look like they are covered in green, kind of algae-like growth, lichen moss, clings to them and the stone. And all of you now hear the sound that Chimeran was talking about, this kind of occasional drip and occasional splash of water coming from beyond the curtain.
All right, I'll take this one. She'll grab the curtain and pull it open.
All right.
She'll kind of like maybe reach across, grab one side, and stand at the side, so she's not directly in the line of whatever's spewing forth.
You peer into a rather large room. It is very strange. A little hard, maybe even to explain at first glance. The first thing that you notice is a dais. This area of the floor that continues out to an apron that is set with like a handrail in it. The carpet extends out all the way to the end of this apron, and there is a set of thrones, for lack of a better term, set side by side, pointed facing out into the rest of the chamber, which you can see even from this curtain sports all manner of implements of torture. This is undoubtedly a torture chamber of some kind, and you can see that it is filled with liquid of some kind that is a greenish brown color and is opaque. This place has been around long enough that the chains and things that hang from the ceiling all drip with water. There is
So heads
also,
up, everybody, it does not smell great in here.
No. There is also an opening in the eastern wall.
So I can cast locate person locate creature one more time. It'll give us a better idea if we're going in the right direction. But since the last we saw, it went through the wall, I think this is the only path we have to go.
There was 2 doors on the other room, right? On the other side of the...
Correct. In the room with the brazier, the north wall had 3 arches and 3 doors in it.
So maybe one of those other doors will lead around to somewhere else on this. I don't fancy going through that muck.
Okay, she'll just kind of sigh and okay, but this takes me out of all of my big stuff, but I think it's worth it. We need to get out of here. And she'll cast locate creature again, focusing on Annabelle.
Okay. As you do so, all of you see the small ball of light that Vera conjures. And as all of you have probably predicted, with a stone dropping into your stomach, you watch as it moves forward off the edge of the apron and disappears into the side corridor. I think that's where we're going to end tonight's session. So,
that's a great place to end. Yay!
I had a blast. I don't know about the rest of you, but this has been
I had a few blasts.
Fair enough. Again, I love dungeon delving. It's such a great time, and getting to kind of skin it in this light has been a really fun experiment. So I'm glad that we're doing this. I'm going to pass things back over to my players so they can give any parting words that they would like, and then we're going to call it a night. And we'll start in reverse order, typical order, maybe with Kendra first.
Nothing much to add except I'm so excited to go wading through the not at all disgusting and acidic and poisonous gunk in front of us next session. Which that's gonna be a hoot. Man, I hope we get these girls out of here. But yeah, so it was a great game, Jeremy, as always. Come here, I'm sorry that we forgot to check for traps before we opened the door when you left last session. And I'm sorry you got blasted a bunch of times this session, but you're doing a great job. Just keep it up. You're doing great.
Always keeping me on my toes. All right.
And I'll go down to Matt.
Yep, I'm Matt. I did not get I did get blasted by a trap too. I took that frost breath right to the noggin, so I'm not looking too hot either, but it wouldn't be a dungeon if you don't stumble out of there with like less than half your hit points at the end. So I've really been enjoying it. I love puzzles, I love combats, so it's just been a really fun time these last few sessions. Thank you as always, Jeremy, and these great players. And yeah, I will pass it on over to Austin. I don't think I've ever gotten to pass it over to you, Austin. Are you like in the wrong screen right now?
Yep. They switched places.
What's going on, dude? We're so close together. You're normally all the way over there.
That's what that meant in the chat when it said we got swapped. I was looking at
No
Owlbear Rodeo and I
clue.
was like, what are they talking about? I'm
Oh my
controlling my
god.
character.
Yep, yep.
That's
I saw
so
that same
funny.
comment and I'm like, what are they talking about? They got
That's so funny. It is.
Uh,
I'm so used to the order that I was like, wait, Austin, what are you doing over here?
yeah, I don't know where I am right now. Wait, this isn't my house. Um,
This is not my
I
beautiful
I had
wife.
such a blast tonight. I'm having so much fun. I honestly don't know if this might be like the first like dungeon crawl I've gotten to play in. And it's so much fun. I'm just loving this. It's a blast. Yeah, so I don't have a whole lot more to add. This has just been a really fun time. And speaking of a really fun time, somebody's got to
Oh
do the
no.
segues if Jeremy's not getting it in between us. Uh, Over to M. Who's into poet? Okay.
All right. Yeah, that was really fun. I love dungeon delving. Very cool. I love the maps as well. Yeah, just cannot wait for next session. So, and I'm excited. It's coming sooner than we thought.
Yeah, right.
Than originally expected. So, I can't wait for the next one. I will pass it up now to Karen.
Yeah, I'll just reiterate what everybody's saying. Dungeon Dragon. It's fun. It's a nice switch up from how we normally play. I'm loving the maps. The vibe is so cool. Um, I find myself just like staring at the maps a lot. I'm just like, what is that? What is that? So no, it's really cool. I'm really enjoying it. It's lovely. The paranoia has racked up to 9,000 at this point. I don't want to touch a thing. But I cannot wait for the next session. And you should let everybody know, when is that going to be? On to you, Jeremy.
Thank you. November 5th, I believe, is the date that we settled on. So yeah, it'll be a little early because our normal date would fall the day before Thanksgiving here in the US. So with a fantastic amount of foresight, Kenya recommended that we discuss our meeting times for the holidays, and yeah, so we're gonna play on November 5th, and I'm very excited.
December is still TBD.
Yes, yeah, we're still working on that. We got time. But yeah, dude, Austin, like this is your first dungeon delve? Like really?
I think so. Like
Oh my God, that's
I barely
amazing.
got like yeah, most of the games I've played in have been more outside.
I'm so happy to take your dungeon virginity.
And you're taking it so hard and just going big.
Good
Love it.
grief. Nothing will ever compare.
Take it hard and go big, Jeremy.
We're just getting to the wet part. So yeah. You all chose to stay here. I'm just gonna put that out there. So yeah, I'm the part that is coming up has been something that I have had planned for a very, 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 very long time. So I'm super eager to get to that point. And I'm so glad that you're going to have to wade through disgusting stuff to get there. When I saw that part on the map, I was like, yeah, that's definitely what has to happen. So, yeah, this has developed in such a cool way because like I've developed a lot of this not knowing well what some of you are capable of now that you've gotten to the level that you are. So seeing you come up with creative ways to overcome the obstacles that I've put in your way with things that surprise me, that I didn't know your characters were capable of, or that I hadn't seen them use in a long time or in that particular way. It's really, really fun. It's very exciting, and it keeps me on my toes. So thank you for always being such creative players. yeah. For anybody who happened to watch along with us this evening, thank you very, very much for tuning in. I deeply appreciate anybody stopping by and spending some time with us here on the channel. Do all the stuff that the YouTube algorithm likes to see. If you liked what you saw here, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the little bell icon, share the link around, talk about it with your friends. Check out some of the other content on the channel here. There is certainly no shortage of it. I think we're coming up on 400 videos at some point soon. So yeah, no plans to slow down anytime soon. So, what else? Thank all of you very, very much just for being just incredible human beings, for playing in this game each month and giving it your all and adding so much to this story, and honestly, like the joy of just getting to sit down and run it. I have a good time spending time with all of you at the virtual table, so thank you. Remember, everyone, that kindness is a free action. It costs you absolutely nothing to be kind to someone else, and it could make all of the difference in the world to that person. You don't have any idea what they could be going through. But kindness never hurt anyone, and it doesn't cost you anything to give it. So go out, be nice. Also, if you are in the US, go vote. However you're going to vote. Go out and vote. This is an important election, so go be heard. All right. I think we're going to go ahead and call it an evening. Very excited to what comes next. So, until next time, may your dice roll high and your snacks always be within reach.